behind everything you choose is a hidden desire. And your brain knows what you'll choose before you choose it. I consider these two things to be facts of life. Something that's more theoretical is that we don't have free will at all. So this is basically how the theory goes. And I'm going to talk about the neuroscience bit that supports it. The fact that your brain knows what you'll choose before you do is a fact. And sometime in the future, it might be proven that free will is an illusion. So the theory goes like this. You have the freedom to choose anything, but your brain knows what you'll choose because it's chosen for you, and it's giving you the illusion that you have a choice. So this sounds too unbelievable, but I'm gonna make it sound a little more believable. Basically, let's take for example the eyes. The eyes are another part of the body, and since birth, what your brain's done is it's flipped the image, the eyes input, upside down, right side up, because your eyes actually see everything upside down. Does that make sense? I made that sound a little more complicated than it is. Basically, your eyes see the world upside down. Your brain is what flips it right side up for you. There you go. And it's the same thing with blind spots. We all have blind spots in our vision, places that we cannot see. And you may have gone to the doctors before to get your eyes checked out, and you know where your blind spots are. I know where my blind spots are. What the brain does is it's like a visual autocorrect, where it fills in what it thinks should be there. And we don't know that this is happening because it's automatic. And that just shows to me the power of the brain. If free will is an illusion, then we wouldn't know about it. I don't want to subscribe to this theory until neuroscience proves it, but I do think it's very interesting. It's very interesting because I can work my way backwards. When I look at beliefs, I can tell that people don't choose what they believe. Their beliefs choose them. So a very simple example here is going to be, if somebody's been an atheist their whole life and their friends and family urge them one day to go to church. Let's say this person, to keep it simple, is an alcoholic, right? They have a big problem. Well, when they go to church and they feel that they have a purpose, they feel the sense of community around them, that feeling goes away. And so what if the brain goes, I don't want him to continue drinking alcohol, so I'm gonna make this sound like the best thing ever, because maybe if he believes what he's hearing, he'll stop drinking alcohol. Does that make sense? This person sitting in church, that feeling, that emptiness, whatever is causing that person to drink alcohol, it's gone whenever they sit in church. And so maybe the brain goes, I'm gonna choose to make this person believe this. And if that sounds too ridiculous to you, let me ask you a simple question. You see the trees in the background? Prove me wrong right now and believe that they are purple. Believe that they are purple. Knowing that they're green, believe that they're purple. Just to prove me wrong. And you'll see that you'll be able to feel it. You can try. You can certainly try to believe things that you know are false. But what you'll find is that your brain, you can feel it, that your brain doesn't let you believe that thing. And I've noticed this about beliefs in people. You know, if somebody feels, you know, let's go the opposite way. If somebody's been a Christian, but they look out onto the world and they see all this evil, and they can't make sense how a good God would allow this much evil, then their brain could go, let's drop that belief, because I want you to be able to trust your judgment and continue searching for truth. So that's a very simple example of how a Christian might not choose to be a Christian, and how an atheist might not choose to be an atheist. And you put two people in a room, and you see this all the time in debates. You see this if you talk to somebody, you see this, that if you take an atheist and a Christian in the same room for 24 hours debating their beliefs, they probably won't change their minds. And what I'm theorizing is, if somebody does change their minds, it's their brain allowed it. And that's what I've seen in beliefs. And so this idea that free will is an illusion, it at least makes sense that the brain would do this. Why would the brain want us to not know? I don't know. That's what the neuroscience bit should answer. But it is very interesting. What will this change? I thought about this for a little while. It'll change nothing. If neuroscience proves this, we'll know more. And maybe from that pebble, we can jump onto another pebble of knowledge. We can know something else about the brain, right? Maybe first we need to learn this. Whatever, it's not going to give us much. It's certainly not going to, we're certainly not going to see lifestyle changes because of it. I mean, I don't think we're going to see anything different to our justice system if this is proven to be true. Because what do you do if somebody's breaking the law? Do you not punish that person because they didn't choose to break the law? You see, that doesn't make sense. So I don't think anything would change. In fact, if I had to break it down, my opinion is that a lot of people would first of all not believe this, even if it were proven. They wouldn't believe this, and in fact, their brain wouldn't allow them to believe this. Because let's say you want to continue believing that your religion is true, then it doesn't matter how many facts you throw at that person. The brain is going to tell them that that information is false. And that's not much of a choice, is it? So a lot of people just will not and cannot believe this if it ends up being true. A smaller majority will accept this, and I mean, they won't live their lives differently. They'll just accept it's a part of how the brain works. I think some people, a very small majority, will process it in a way that's productive to them. I think it's good to know the truth about our universe and our minds and everything like that. Anyhow, those are my thoughts. It's a very interesting theory, and I want to hear if somebody subscribes to this idea wholeheartedly that we don't have free will. I want to hear arguments that I haven't heard before. Really good arguments, because it's a fascinating topic to me and I wanted to talk about it. All right, see ya.